Any more way, please?
Whoa!
Hello!
Okay.
Okay.
Who's this
Well then.
picture postcard English gentleman?
Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen.
What's your problem, eh?
There is no problem, as long as you remove yourself. I have a matter to discuss with the proprietor.
Oh.
And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve.
Wow. Look, ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. If you think you're such a gent, you should know how to wait in line.
Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket.
Now give back my watch. Huh? Who are you? How'd you know who I am?
The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't the courtesy to even remember the faces of your victims, it seems.
Oh. What? You mean from you?
Broker?
Oh, yes, sir.
I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article for you, no?
Yes.
The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once.
Oh, my. Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull?
Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel, and needless to say, any music box discs too.
No, you can't have it. You just can't. It's me old man's, or it was. Now it's mine. Goodness, Mr. Naruto. This is a very awkward situation.
Let me try and see what I can get. Let's see if she's actually like a rich guy's daughter. Because they say that the music disc encodes a music. If you play it on the right music box, the music box opens and then probably has either money or a title or something. And because the disc is gonna be here, the next murder is gonna happen here. Everything, the disc is going to be like the most important thing in this case. Like, why does everybody want this disc?
Yeah, or like discs. He said like any discs, right? So there's probably a collection of them. It's just like some of, like, like some of these have to
knows
like.
That he has the music box already, but he doesn't know which disc actually fits. So he just like, give me everything you have in music box.
Yeah, that's actually a good theory. I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail.
It's basically the plot of Tintin, where he had the 3D movie where the bad guy already, spoilers, the bad guy already has the first ship, but he wants the other ones. But he actually wants the thing inside of the ship, which is the little metal tube with an inscription.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Lestrade is like not a name they will give just like a pickpocket.
See, the thing is, there is a Detective Inspector Lestrade.
Yeah.
So either two things: either that's her dad, or was her dad, or she's going to be a Detective Inspector Lestrade eventually, which would be hilarious, right? Sort of like an Emma Sky situation.
Maybe her dad was a Detective Lestrade, and inside the music box there is like some cases stuff, like
maybe
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the disc is probably gonna be the key item.
Yeah,
in the
probably.
case.
Probably. I can see that. Miss Lestrade, what the gentleman is saying? What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. I swear on my life, I ain't never laid eyes on that Danny before. Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you brought in here just now. No, I swear it. I swear to God.
It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street, minding my own business. When this little gutterling ran into me, I knew at once what had happened. I've been robbed yet again, I thought myself. Those wretched pickpockets.
Yet again?
Oh yes, as you can see, I am a man of impeccable style. Wow.
Debatable?
Way to jerk yourself off. This isn't the first time that I've been targeted by these backslum scoundrels. Jojo pose. Now then, relinquish my overcoat.
Nah. Come along now, Mr. Strud, give the good gentleman his coat back. If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police. Hold on, why is everyone thinking it's me? Bad reputation, eh? Just look at this Danny Cove.
Don't give a damn about the bad reputation.
And you think I'm the dodgy one? I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you. Well, what about evidence? Yeah. Where's the evidence that I stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it. I'm gonna stab you.
Oh, I have evidence, naturally.
You what?
Evidence?
What is this evidence? Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman? Of course, we need only to consult Mr. Windibank's legend to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article in the first place. Yes, brilliant! I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that won't be possible. Oh? Why? I never ask customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine. Oh. Aren't you a dodgy one too, then?
But convenient / inconvenient.
But why not? Well, now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity. Yes, I see. But then, how can you know if an article belongs to the person asking to redeem the tickets?
The ticket.
Oh, it's quite simple.
Aha! Huzzah!
Good, sir. Would I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article in question? Oh.
Of course. It's... The chocolate mousse is not in season, Professor.
Yes, that's right. And all and all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article, without doubt. A watchword. Interesting. Well, I guess that works as a system. So about these watchwords, Mr. Windibank, as I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why certain customers would like to keep the activity secret. Does he have a Wonka chocolate bar? That wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Chumsnut, was it? Great detectives have no dark secrets, none at all.
A golden ticket.
Yes, well, anyway, that's why I always ask for a watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like the secret combinations of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, a description, and a watchword uniquely identify each item. And of course, then I give the storage ticket to a customer. When someone comes to redeem something, ask for the ticket and the watchword. And if that someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article. That's right, sir. Yes. Just as soon as the requisite fee is paid.
And I have supplied you with the information you required already. But for the avoidance of doubt, the article in question is an overcoat deposited 2 months ago on 50th February. With a watchword of Professor.
All perfectly correct information, sir. But how?
Really, this is beyond a joke now. There is no further room for doubt. Move.
Oh, he's gone. Wait, everything is...
Wait, all the check marks are gone.
Oh, is it like a... Oh, we have to talk to them now. Look at Mr. Windibank watching diligently over his shop. There's still so many things I'm curious about. I don't believe this is the time for browsing, Mr. Nobody. That's what I thought.
Okay, what should
We
we
should probably
do?
see whether his argument's been resolved, I suppose.
Okay, so we talk to Windibank or what's... or
I want to know his...
Fancy
I want to
Fuck.
know his name. I am the very model of the picture postcard gentleman. Excuse me, but who are you?
One would expect the inquirer to introduce himself first. So clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you.
Oh, sorry, yes, we're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here.
Oh yes, Japan. I heard talk of the place. Its inhabitants live on some fiery brown-colored soup dressed up with exotic spices.
What?
Da-da-da-da-da, racism.
What? You might be thinking of somewhere else. And what was it theatrical gesticulation about?
Perhaps. Anyway, if you aren't gentlemen, sir, you offer your own name first before inquiring after the name of another.
Of course, yes. I'm Hideyonosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer. Well, a student of law, really. My name is Sato Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's assistant.
I see. My name is Benedict. Yes, Eggert Benedict.
Somehow I doubt that.
My name is Benedict Cumberbatch. Enchanté.
He's so refined in how he holds himself and how he speaks, but that name is suspicious. Yes.
Now, to the matter at hand. Whoa! Whee! My overcoat. Return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off.
Is the circus still in town, I wonder? Every move he makes, every breath he takes. I can't
I'll be
stop
watching
watching
you.
him. Love it. What about your impeccable style, mister? So, let there be an end to the matter. Otherwise I have to shoot myself. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Eggert Benedict, sir.
Whee! With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back.
This is why I hate grown-ups. Just because I'm a dive, everyone thinks that makes me a liar.
And the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker.
But of course, here's the disc for you.
Just this one?
Pardon, sir?
Oh, he needs more than one to whatever he needs. I was expecting another. That is, I deposited another.
Another disc? Oh dear. Oh. I regret to inform you, sir, that what was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now.
So, Gutterling, you're hiding more of what's rightly mine, are you?
Says who? I don't know nothing about it.
Very well. Yeah. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style.
Wait a minute. That disc is mine. Oh no!
Oh. Dar! What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You drunk blood, you filthy animal.
Oh my, yes, there's blood on the disc. It's because of all those sharp little bumps. The man must have scratched his finger on them. I found it first, alright? I mean, it belonged to me, old man. So you're not having it. Or you. You take it. Me? If I hang on to it, they'll have it off me again. So you keep hold of it. Miss Lestrade, why is this disc so important to her? Alright.
You there, in the black livery. Livery? Hand this to me at once, please.
No, don't. He's lying. Grown-ups are all liars. Oh, what do I do now? How am I going to resolve this? How about we split the disc in How about we split the disc in half? All right, and you can each both have a half of it. That cool?
I like the idea that it just ran away.
Bye.
Oh, it is. Okay. Move. Go back to the office. Lock the doors.
I don't want to have nothing to do with it. Bye.
Present. Wait. What if we talked about the disc right now?
I want to look at it. Look at all the little bumps on the disc. They're so tiny. Yes, the protrusions are called pins, and they block the teeth of the cone to make notes. And just on the edge, there's a small amount of blood. Yes, the blood of the mysterious Mr. Eggert Benedict. Mr. Lestrade tried to grab the disc from him. The pin scratched his fingers, it seems. Like when you're grating some daikon radish and accidentally catch your finger. Ouch, just thinking about it hurts. And it puts me off eating radish. Aha!
Oh.
Aha!
Oh.
Interesting, the thick plottins.
Or.
Oh, that's a little scrap of paper stuck onto the reverse side of the disc, look. And a scribbled word or two, looks like somebody's name. For McGilded? McGilded? It couldn't be. But it is Mr. Naruto. A name I shall never forget for as long as I live. But why? Why is his name on this? Music box discs information has been updated in the court record. Okay, do we go back now? We had a.
Do we present to Sasato to talk about?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So about this. Wait, I must have more time to examine it thoroughly. Really, there's no need. If it's not relevant at the moment, you can just say so. Alright. Guess not. Not right here, anyway.
Oh, well.
I guess we go back
Okay,
now.
let's go back to the plot.
Hello!
That was actually a really good, like, diversion, because we actually learned something very big. Is Shums on the right still on the stereoscope?
No, he is. Maybe we should
show this to him?
I need support, please. Mr. Sholmes, what are you examining with such keen interest in there? As you enjoy above caramel, I see.
This is sad. So, you found me at last, Mr. Naruto.
Sorry?
After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to look in the shadows because he wasn't the center of attention. Cruelly ostracized as the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship. I had nothing to occupy my mind. I was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me.
What, he has like a long ass beard now.
That is literally his villain origin story. So feigning mock interest here, I pretend to examine the tedious trinkets in the desolate place. Whilst, as you surely observe, gnawing on the only friend I have left, 7% solution of caramel. Pray, do you come to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruto? But how could you?
Hey, I didn't ask to be part of this, okay?
I was so lonely. So desperately lonely.
Then why on earth didn't you rejoin the conversation? Things have gone from bad to worse here, you know.
Yes, over much of a conversation. Or rather, my craving for human contact. My ears devoured every word that was uttered.
You really was
Jesus
sad,
Christ,
weren't
he
you?
wouldn't survive a single day in fucking pandemic.
Oh, poor Mr. Sholmes, I feel simply awful for you.
It would seem that my inferences are correct.
Oh, Surely you're not about to tell us that you solved the entire case once again?
My dear madam, sometimes I wonder, were my genius for deduction to be commoditized? That is the first time I see that word. How much could I pound for?
It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration. But who knows?
Are we
if he
gonna
will
have
help
a
resolve
Mr.
the situation.
Sholmes like time? What's the name of it?
What?
Where we are rolling around.
Oh.
What is the thing? The deduction, extraordinaire, or whatever.
Hey, what's the right thing to do here? We split it in half.
Listen to the deduction.
Bye.
Leave it.
No. We're gonna human.
Instead for being left alone. Bye. Well, Mr. Strahd, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament.
So, where in the blue blazes have you been, huh?
Pardon?
Where the ladies in trouble with True Gent's supposed to be there to help? Straight away! Not an hour later! Harsh.
Ah. And who, pray tell, are you? Damn, this is a group.
That's a
If
clash.
Kazuma was here.
That's a clash I want to see.
Mr. Eggert Benedict? You have, in my eyes, a veritable encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn. I beg your pardon. The first is this. The true reason for your visit to the pawnbrokery today is something you have not yet revealed. No. And the second is this. A considerable crime is in contemplation. One will orchestrate with intent to steal a vast sum of money.
Oh.
Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions? How?
He's
Also,
turned
he's
turned aside as a hard-boiled egg.
his belt, his horseshoe.
Oh, yeah. It would seem that once again Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction.
Who do you think you are, sir? Ah, yes, as I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. So, shall we begin? The time has come for yet another Sherlock Holmes logic and reasoning spectacular. That's the name.
Let's go.
The foot is a game.
All right. What about the mystery man's aim?
First of all, we must ask ourselves what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had a redemption ticket stolen for you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different.
What's the piece of paper he's holding?
Well, that's discreet.
Okay.
Oh, so it's actually on the king, as revealed by which you hold in your hand. Yes, what most is shocking in the first place is the staff recruitment file.
Yes, he wants to work here, of course.
A piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement from this very shop. Yet even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need for such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. AG. The cane which you unwittingly cut to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction.
It's too short for you.
What in the world? I've had this cane for years.
All right.
The contradiction of which you speak is, of course, missing word. The end of any walking cane will be terminated with a metaphor to protect the wooden tip. Can you just go to Google Translate for a second just to see how to say that word?
Huh?
Barrow. Barrow, okay. And yet, detailed analysis shows the wooden tip of this stick to be utterly bare. Therefore, there is only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. Oh, we have to read this time.
What was that noise?
You recoil, sir. Something wrong. And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer to the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? It's not a bear, it's a rod. Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. From the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused. Walking cane demands such a stout handle, mused I. But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. No, that rod is a shovel. It's a broken handle of a shovel. What? Are you insane? And now, having determined this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. Your true motive for coming here was to take employment at this establishment in order to excavate the ground beneath the premises. What a calculated crime you have conceived, sir. A wickedly calculated crime.
Just a tunnel underneath the pawnbrokery. Okay. Alright. What about this great crime? He wants to rob the bank across the street?
Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. I must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath this pawnbrokery with a broken shovel. What on earth do you propose I could expect to find here? Whoa! Some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose? Safe for such a fanciful treasure. What possible reason could I have to do as you say? Oh, but there is ample reason. As you only too well aware, Mr. Benedict.
Oh?
Ah, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider what will motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig beneath its floor. The answer? Wait, is the picture back? The answer is revealed by the council notes on the counter, to which your eyes are inevitably drawn. This letter gives the notice of public works to be carried out in the local area. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewerage works, beneath this shop runs a sewer that joins another, one that runs under the bank on the opposite side of the road.
Huh, did I call it or what?
This matters has entered the sewers now, has it? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you would gain access to the waterway. It flows in very close proximity to the great vault of the financial institution opposite. Where are you? In summary, sir, you devised a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of the underground tunnels. Master plan? Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this druid scheme. Which what plunder did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of the bank? Are you quite sane? Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. But naturally, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know.
What?
What? A postcard of the Great Exhibition? I'm afraid you quite lost me. Currently, in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibition will soon be underway. And the government has provided extra funds to complete the centerpiece, the Crystal Top. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank, on the other side of this road. Pardon? Yes, the considerable crime you have been contemplating is the theft of what sits in the vault of that bank, the special reserve funds for the Great Exhibition. Of course, that is top secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. So you just gave out the information.
Okay.
Okay, let me take a second pause to grab some water, something to drink. That was actually quite...
Yeah.
Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Coming back in 3, 2, 1. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this palm-poking puzzle.
All right, let's make some sense out of that. Mr. Holmes.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo? An impressive upbeat deduction for a detective racket with loneliness, would you not agree?
Was it true what he said about the bank over the road and what it has in its vault?
Indeed, though few know of its existence. It is one of the government's most closely guarded secrets.
And they told you?
And I just told everybody. Gregson told me, in the strictest confidence.
Oh, good job! But you just announced it to everyone here, rather loudly, in fact.
Literally everybody, including the pickpocket.
Yeah.
Ah.
And if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict come to find out about it?
There can be but one explanation for that. Clearly, it is because the man is a criminal.
Right. But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? If he's a criminal, as you said, then buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does, and then now that you've revealed the secret.
Oh.
Or if he doesn't, maybe Mr. Windibank will. He already has plenty of shovels here, after all. Oh my life! I assure you I'm not so unscrupulous.
Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost of care. Good job, Dingus. One can never be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them, and once the word is out, it's out.
Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes.
An excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo. An excellent idea.
Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure. Yes, let's listen to that great deduction again and see if we can massage it into shape.
There is a lot of stuff here now. Well, let's start once more from the beginning. Once more. Of the Sherlock Holmes' magnificent logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction.
You hold that right now. Alright, let's see.
First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today.
We don't have to read all that again. It's fine.
I don't know. It's
Just
just
do the corrections.
because otherwise it's just going to be silent until we find
Oh,
until
no,
we go to the place.
that's fine. Okay, so what we got? Ticket.
That was not a lie. The real truth is something quite different.
All right. You want to
Can
work
we
here,
examine?
right?
By which you hold in your hand. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place? Staff recruitment floor.
So, by Mr. Sholmes' reasoning, Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for a job so he could dig down through the floor. Yes, in an attempt to tunnel into the sewers to gain access to the money in the vault of the bank across the road. But he wouldn't get very far with a broken shovel, would he? No, I think it's fair to say his motives lie elsewhere. The question is where? What did bring Mr. Benedict? God damn it. Here, at this very particular point in time.
I'm Mr. Cumberbatch. Let's examine the fly. Oh.
Oh, that is so cute.
Oh.
Oh. Look at all the scribbled notes on the back of the fly here. I don't believe it. What is it? Listen to what it says. Name, Gina Lestrade. Height, 5'2". Green cap, scruffy waistcoat, grubby white shirt, blue satchel, ragged. It's a detailed description of Miss Lestrade. Goodness. There's even a sketch of her, a hat and all. Although if you showed it to her, she'd fire that smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure. And look, the details of the shop have been written down here too. Windibank's Pawnbrokery, Baker Street, redemption deadline 15th April. Which is today's date.
Does it have the name, the professor code as well?
Probably. Why would Mr. Benedict have all that information scrawled on the back of that piece of paper?
Scribble right. Info about Miss Lestrade.
Okay, well...
Info about Miss Lestrade.
Aha! Yes! What brought you to this shop in the first place is the info about Miss Lestrade.
Right, so, my dear fellow, it would appear that the writing and sketch on the reverse of the flyer pertain to the pickpocket, Miss Lestrade, and to Mr. Windibank's pawnbroker here. Ah!
You originally told us that you had merely given chase after Miss Lestrade stole the redemption ticket from you.
But that, sir, is a thinly veiled lie.
It is the information on the back of the flyer that led you here today. By which I mean... here to Windibank's pawnbrokery, and today the redemption deadline of that overcoat.
So, you waited outside for the young girl matching the description you have written down to arrive. And you have gone to some lengths to hide the reason of your pursuit of Miss Lestrade.
In other words, there's some material motive for your action. The pain which you unwittingly cause to a person, a series of incontrovertible addiction. What a rot! Contradiction of which speakers, of course.
We seem very...
What's a ferrule? It's a metal cap commonly found on the end of a cane, Mr. Naruto. Ah, the bit that makes the nice clacking sound on the pavement? Yes, exactly, and Mr. Sholmes is right. It appears to be missing on this cane. But it doesn't actually look broken, does it? No, it doesn't, though the gentleman certainly did recoil when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious. In other words, there's some secret about the cane that Mr. Benedict would rather we not know, but we don't know. Right, I wonder what that is.
That is not his cane because it has AG.
AG. Initialing? That's a crocodile. Look here, Mr. Sato. There's some letters on the handle. Ah, yes, those must be initials, I think. In the West, it's customary for people to engrave their belongings with their first letters of their names. So, Herlock Sholmes would be HS, you mean? That's right. And the initials on this can obviously... Oh. AG? Why does it feel as though that's not quite right? Well...
The initialing.
Take that!
I like how the camera even went to the AG! No, it's the Pharaoh!
The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the initialing.
A most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Eggert Benedict?
Mr. Eggert Benedict.
Genegit. We are led to believe, sir, that your initials are EB. Yet, in a most possessive manner, you have in your grasp a cane bearing the initials AG. An incontrovertible contradiction indeed, would you not agree? No, you're wrong. This cane isn't.
You said before that you had that cane for years.
GRRRR.
So don't try to tell us you've just borrowed it from a friend or found it in the park.
In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name.
Did something rip just then? Sounds like something ripped.
Yeah. You require, sir. Did you rip your pants? It would be really funny if, like, he actually ripped his pants and in his underwear is his name.
Oh, did the coat rip because it's not his? It doesn't fit right?
Also.
That's what I think.
Let's check. The joke behind this bra. It's long and hard. Hello. Yeah.
I'm gonna say the coat probably just ripped. Let's consider the bare bones of what's happened here. Mr. Strahd redeemed that fine-looking overcoat. And now a mysterious man has appeared, introducing himself with a fake name and claiming that the overcoat belongs to him. But we know that he actually identified Mr. Lestrade from a written description, which suggests that everything he's told us is untrue. So what we need to do here is somehow prove that the overcoat cannot possibly belong to him. Yes, it's too small.
I wonder where
so,
it is.
No? Oh, there, ah! There we go, rip. Oh, the seam on the shoulder there is coming apart. Look. So it is. Do you know, a moment ago where Mr. Benedict was surprised by something that was said? I thought I heard him make a rather strange noise. Sounded a bit like a tiny growl. But now I think it was probably the sound of the seam ripping open. If you look closely, it does seem to be a very tight fit. The sleeves are stretched to bursting, and he wouldn't have a hope of fastening it at the front. If you were to run around it, I'm sure the whole thing would fall apart. Oh, that I'd like to see. Sorry. So how can we make Mr. Benedict run around? She's really giving this some thought. Well.
Take that!
Yep. The split seam, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see.
Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit.
Having forced it over by your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart.
Your strong shoulders, your strong arms, your pecs. God, you're handsome. My suspicions were aroused from the outset.
Not just my suspicions.
Not
no.
just my suspicions. Well, you so badly lied about your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket. This catalog of untruths has all been for one very specific purpose. To go into the bank. To steal the article that the young girl redeemed from Mr. Windibank. But what really irks me is this. The considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed.
Well.
Two apps come with the redeemed item.
Alright, let's talk about the bank robbery he's got planned.
Oh, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. I must expose the details of this. I'm absurd. I just I want to rob a bank. This consign a wheeze to filch some tawdry article of pawnage.
Pawnage.
Have you forgotten that I redeemed the article in the proper manner, using the watchword? Whoa! Had I not been the one to deposit in the first place? How could I possibly know the relevant details? N'est-ce pas? Oh, but the watchword can be discovered. As you were only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Ah, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped.
Oh, is it actually written in the ledger?
What? Let us consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pawn property of the nut. The method is revealed by the council. No.
The direction of the deduction must change rather dramatically now, I think. Yes, no more talk of tunneling into the sewers. Which is a pity because it all sounded rather exciting.
Oh,
Anyway.
it is a kitty and a snowman. We'll both
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Oh, that's cute. You can't deny that this mysterious gentleman didn't know the watchword. Yes, Professor. If you didn't know that word, Mr. Windibank would never allow you to redeem the article. Or looking at it another way, if you did know that word, Mr. Windibank would allow you to redeem the article whether it was yours or not. So the question is, could this gentleman have found the watchword out somehow? I want to say yes, it's probably written
What
in
about
the
the RIP booklet over there?
notelet?
Notelet.
Oh, I can't.
let's
Yeah,
see
I
the
can't.
note.
I can't even pick the ledger.
Here's the photo of the dog, therefore Professor.
Oh,
Yeah, literally the
pity.
the
I
only
can't. I
one
can't.
thing.
Yeah, it's the old lamp.
The lamp.
It's the lamp.
Lamp rhymes with Professor. Wait.
It's a collection of watchwords, probably, huh? Look at
Yeah.
this, Mr. Sato. It appears to be a memo that Mr. Windibank has scribbled to himself. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, Professor.
Wait. So it's not even connected to anything? You just say a word that he has wrote it?
Mr. Windibank must make a note of the watchword his customers gave him right before their eyes. And in alarmingly clear script as well. Oh dear.
So as long as you know one of those,
I
you
don't know
can
where to look.
anything.
Who knows what other secrets I might see? I guess so?
Yeah, so it's the notelet.
Either that or Windibank is in on it.
Take that!
Notelet. The method is revealed by the notelet on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn.
Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever a customer comes to redeem an article. He asks the customer for the watchword and notes down the response other than a notelet he has to hand. Then, he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question.
Oh wait, so Gina came in, said Professor, he wrote it down, and he just looked at it then.
I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker.
But his diligence clearly has its disadvantages.
What are you talking about? It is increasingly apparent that you were present in his shop before your accusation against Miss Lestrade.
In all likelihood, you followed her inside and then observed her talking to Mr. Windibank.
When a diligent broker make a note of the watchword, as is his common practice.
You observed him writing the word Professor on the notelet beside the ledger.
And that, sir, was the master plan you devised to steal the pawn article from the young Miss Lestrade. Under the bank! Master plan! Which brings us lads to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. I had the same issue with this word. Why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article from this pawnbroker? I'm quite serious. I am sorry. I am serious. Don't call me quiet. For a new fitting overcoat, hardly seems to justify the effort, much less a worthless music box disc. But naturally, you had very good reason to make it on yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict?
Is he hiding something behind his back?
no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard that was all when you...
The articles were talking about the overcode in the music box disc that was in one of the pockets. But your coding of Mr. Windibank isn't even worth a penny. And yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why? I wonder if perhaps we already have the evidence we need to explain it, Mr. Naruto. Oh, is it the disc now?
Is the disc which the name with the name of my
Could
guilder.
we really? I better have a thorough look through all the evidence we've collected so far.
My armband and the disc. All of them.
Wow. Well,
My
we
God.
already examined it, so I guess we can just present it.
Yeah.
Take that!
Aha! You see, this music box disc tells us all we need to know.
But what's that? On the back. It reads, for my guilder. Ah! Hello! Mr. Magnus Magilda. The unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London, though his law-mongering demonstrated a distinct lack of scruples. So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate?
Mr. McGill was a man of unusually small stature. In fact, he was precisely the right size for that overcoat that you squeezed yourself into.
Good. But your identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Eggert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to this pawnbrokery today
Was to
was to
retrieve an article left behind
by the
by
late,
the late
Magnus
Magnus
McGilded.
McGilded.
Chiolsky. Arg.
Mm-hmm.
So bad.
Elementary.
Well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear in these circumstances.
Mr. Shumps, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind.
Pray tell, Mrs. Sato.
Well, according to what Mr. Windibank told us earlier, today was the final day on which the code could have been redeemed, was it not? Yes, ma'am. That is correct. Today would be precisely 2 months since it was first deposited. Well, today is 15th of April, so 2 months ago today would have been the 15th of February, so that's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see. Oh, can we see the photograph of that, please? What? But that suggests... Oh, well, I think he was already dead by then, wasn't he? Or was that right before us? I don't remember the dates is the thing. No, okay, it is the same day, okay. It's precisely the day in which the omnibus murder took place. So he was already dead. Precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding. What?
Suggestive is not the word. You seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence.
Okay, can I see the photograph, please, of that day?
You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose. However,
Whoa! Hey,
I
hello!
must insist you hand over the music box disc now.
You didn't, perchance, take that from the counter, did you?
There is only one bullet. It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box.
What'd I do?
Absolutely not.
Shoot me, why don't you? There are some things a man must protect at all costs. This may well be one of those things. Then again, it might not.
Hold it.
Mr. Windibank, this is my shop. I can't allow any harm to come to my customers. If that were to happen, I should have to take my own life. Mr. Windibank, no.
You shoot him and I'll shoot myself. Is it
It's the
Gregson?
police. It's the police, yeah.
Hey, Luigi.
Inspector Gregson.
Inspector? That's right, Sunshine. Your line was raised on one of the dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's this all about, eh?
Oh, praise be, you're here at last. I was moments away from forfeiting my own life in my very own establishment.
Perhaps this pose is way more incriminating than everyone. It would seem to have the upper hand. Right. Your lag has got some explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy. Argy-bargy.
Petty? Mr. Windibank very nearly met with his end.
Yeah, by his own gun, as far as I can tell.
Oh dear.
And the whole of Britain will commit with his hand if I don't get to the bottom of the case I'm supposed to be working on.
What? What on earth is the case, Inspector?
Spare no detail, Gregson. I might have said a little too much. No matter. It's nothing to do with your lot.
Oh, is he still on the... Is that now the omnibus murder of McGillard? Is that what he's working about? Is that what he's working on right now?
No, yeah, no.
That would be very topical.
Six is helping Gregson.
Maybe?
Anyway, sir, you're gonna have to come with me down to the station. But of course, Inspector. Whee!
He's getting away! Get after him! Whoop. Get
He
after him.
twirled away from the police.
Whistle the beat, Officer 2! Sup?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I've been suspect that the thefts at pawn shops around here, at least recently. Oh. So we fitted emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble.
Oh, Inspector, I was very worried for a while. Very worried indeed.
Now then, Mr. Permanently Mourning.
Oh, yes, because he's wearing black all the time.
Wearing black. I'll be taking this, whatever it is, of my goodies down to the yard. Thank you very much. So hand it over.
Oh, yes, of course. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine.
Is it gonna be the first case of DNA evidence because of the blood? I'm sorry, miss. Anything belonging to my goodies has to be taken in as evidence now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. As evidence?
If the police demanded something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. Well, you have a coat.
And so we had Mr. McGillis just go over to Inspector Gregson. And we're summarily? Summarily. Interesting. And we're summarily turfed out of the shop and onto the street.
To be continued.
Nice.
Well then.